Continuing from the previous episode 435. Cough, cough. After Bing Xin released the poison mansion, the breath all over his body was sluggish. Obviously, although the poison mansion had been displayed, the consumption was too great for him. Let's go first. Bing Xindai's eyes moved, and then her figure turned gently. Because Bing Xin was protecting her body with green fighting qi at this time, and they were surrounded by green poisonous qi all around them, so Bing Xin quietly left, and it was difficult for Master Lu to notice. Want to go? Do you think you can change your current situation by displaying this poison? Then I have to say that you are very wrong. Your poisonous man is really powerful. If you change it to an ordinary strong man, it's scary and ferocious, but unfortunately it's me. Master Lu said proudly, looking for Bing Xin, but no figure was found, and even Bing Xin's breath was hidden by him. After Master Lu finished speaking, he was also flustered, and slowly raised his forehead. A rare wave of death appeared in the corner of his eyes, and then the inconspicuous silver bracelet on his wrist instantly became bright. Bing Xin was about to leave here with the help of the spread of poisonous gas in the sky, but she was shocked to find the light from the silver bracelet in Master Lu's hand beside him. The silver bracelet in Master Lu's hand emits a very dazzling light. Even if the two of them are in the deep green poisonous gas, they are also attracted by this light. Not good. The next moment, Bing Xin suddenly realized something, and ran away. An unease emerged in Bing Xin's heart. Foundry, foundry. How could I forget that Master Lu was the most terrifying foundry in the entire Zon Santian? The most terrifying thing for a foundry is the endless variety of magical weapons. The immortal beam ring. Master Lu's eyes were slightly closed, and then the silver hand at the wrist emitted a dazzling light. The next moment, the silver hand fell off from Master Lu's hand, and then turned into a slap-sized halo. Above the light, a terrifying sealing force emerged. Go! At the same time, Master Lu's pupils suddenly opened, and then the Shuxian's eye standing in front of him seemed to have wisdom and whistled away at the location of Bing Xin. Go away. Seeing this, Bing Xin realized that since the moment the so-called immortal beam ring appeared, she seemed to be locked in. No matter how you change your position, you can't escape the perception of this bunch of fairy rings. Let's capture it if you can. After Master Lu released the Shuxian ring, he quietly struck the rock beside him, and his whole body was constantly releasing the poisonous gas. Boom, boom, boom. Bing Xin saw that the bundle of immortal rings was about to come to her, her jade hand slightly raised, and a terrifying poisonous fighting qi attacked it directly. Woo! Xu Xianwan is quite spiritual, and seems to have discovered Bing Xin's attack. Even if it is approaching Bing Xin at high speed, facing Bing Xin's attack, the palm-sized halo turns around and directly avoids Bing Xin's attack in the past. Boom, boom, boom. As Xu Xianwan avoided Bing Xin's attack, Bing Xin's terrifying attack created a huge pit dozens of feet in size on its solid rock path. Boom! Xu Xianwan drove directly in front of Bing Xin in the next moment, and then split into two halves when Bing Xin was a little weak. At this moment of crisis, Bing Xin realized that something was wrong, and immediately used up the last trace of vindictive energy to condense an energy poisonous insect. The energy poisonous insect just appeared, and it left here under the cover of green poisonous gas, not knowing where to go. Where? Dong, dong, dong. After Xu Xianwan split into two halves, she instantly went to Bing Xin's body. When attached to Bing Xin's body, they suddenly merged into one, directly trapping Bing Xin's body. The white light of the immortal ring just bound Bing Xin, and Bing Xin suddenly felt an extremely weak feeling spread throughout her body. That is a powerful seal. Under the sealing power of this bundle of immortal rings, Bing Xin's strength at this time is only at the level of a 3-star fighting emperor. This bundle of immortal level sealing power actually suppresses Bing Xin, who is at the perfection level of the 8-star Do Emperor, and only has the strength of the 3-star Do Emperor level. It is truly terrifying. Let go of me. Bing Xin heard the words and struggled desperately, but Bing Xin found that the more she struggled, the more obvious the weakness in her body. Hey, if you were hit by my immortal beam ring, even if you are a real immortal fighting powerhouse, you can only obediently capture it. Master Lu on the side was also pleased. Let's go, Brother Chen Xin. I have bound her. Master Lu said to the Pill King Chen beside him. Dan Wangchen has a gentle heart, but his eyes become hot. Binding this Bing Xin, Then the fire chitin is also close at hand. Go! Dan Wangchen heard the words and jumped directly from the rock. Although there was already green poisonous gas all over the place at this time, and the visibility was almost zero, but thanks to the white light emitted by the fairy ring, it was very good to identify the direction. Don't worry, I have no ill intentions, we are just here for the fire chitin. Master Lu came to Bing Xin and said, yes, the fire unicorn pill we used before. Pill King Chenxin, who was next to Master Lu, also laughed. Dan Wang Chenxin and Master Lu were so close to Bing Xin. Just now they saw through the thin veil that Bing Xin's appearance was a beautiful woman, with big eyes and short, round eyelashes. It is indeed only for the fire chitin, and there is not too much entanglement. Humph! Pill Valley Pill King Chen Xin, Master Lu of Xuanling City, you are taking this by chance, let our Sect Master know, the consequences are. Bing Xin snorted coldly. Tisk tisk. The Master of the Poison Sect is indeed powerful. If she is here, the two of you will only have the chance to escape. It's a pity that your suzerain is not here because he is in charge of everything, said Master Lu. Forget it, let's take the fire chitin and leave as soon as possible. I always feel a little uneasy in my heart, Pill King Chen said slowly. Anyway, you are a rich man, so you can decide. After Master Lu finished speaking, he did not stare at Bing Xin, but stood directly aside. Do Qi was pouring out of his body, and a huge wind appeared, and then it slowly blew. The poisonous gas is scattered all over the place. This is the fire chi pill. Pill King Chen Xin directly invaded the exquisite collection ring in Bing Xin's hand with his powerful soul power, and then took out a rather familiar pill. In a rather expensive jade bottle, a Longan-sized medicinal pill slowly stood linked to upwww.novelmtl.com. Even with the isolation of this jade bottle, the medicinal pill emanated from the darkness. The invisible fluctuations made Dan Wangchen's heart shine. It's really a fire unicorn. It seems that Do Xian is promising. Dan Wangchen's pupils had extremely hot fluctuations, and he held the jade bottle tightly in his hand, and said excitedly. Xinya 81 Zhang Wian Wang Yu, Kai 8, approximately 1 ZS. Ko-M. Even if Dan Wang Chenxin is already a second-rank emperor alchemist at this time, but he has only broken through the 8-star duty and has just been promoted to the 9-star duty, but because of this, Dan Wang Chenxin also knew about it. If you want to be promoted to the immortal rank alchemist like their Pill Valley Master, then you must first have the strength of Do Xian, so there is a scene where Pill King Chen Xin has an idea about this fire chi. Master Lu, let's go. Dan Wang Chenxin said to Master Lu next to him after 3 confirmations. Just as Dan Wangchen was ready to leave with a heart full of joy, a hot feeling replaced the poisonous gas in the sky. Careful, this is a formation. After Master Lu finished speaking, he instantly protected him in front of King Pill. I laughed at this thing. A funny voice sounded, and then the Pill King Chen Xin saw a black and white shadow fleetingly, and then the jade bottle in his hand was taken away. This is fighting a mortal powerhouse. The next moment, Master Lu suddenly realized something, and exclaimed. Ask for tickets. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 436. How holy is your excellency? It's quite shameful to do this. Pill King Chen snorted coldly with a gloomy face. If it weren't for the terrifying strength of this mysterious person, I'm afraid Dan Wang Chenxin would have shot directly. They worked so hard to get this fire chitin, but in a blink of an eye, they made a dowry for others. With such a huge gap, Dan Wangchen couldn't help but feel a little angry. Hee, the well-known Dan Wang Chenxin and the emperor-ranked 9th grade caster are also quite shameful, so there is no need to scare me like this. Zhu Lao was covered by a black cloak, so there was no need to worry about being recognized by the two of them. Out, the fire unicorn in his hand swayed a few times, facing the two people. Damn it, you're actually enjoying it, this old bastard. Even with the arrogance of Pill King Chen Xin, he immediately scolded him. This person is very strong. At least when the fire chitin was taken from you, the power of life and death blended together. It was too terrifying, we could only retreat first. Master Lu said solemnly, because he felt it from Zhu Lao. A rather trembling force. Only when they reach the level of their 9-star Do Emperor can they become more clear about the terrifying gap in each of the 9 turns, not to mention the terrifying degree of the fusion of life and death on the body in front of them. Only Do Xian can have it. Yep. However, what are these flames around us? Pill King Chen Xin also deserved to be a person from Pill Valley, and calmed down the next moment. Although the value of this fire cheetah is quite high, under the choice of life and fire cheetah, there is no doubt that only the former will be chosen. This, it seems to be an array? Master Lu felt a little bit, but said in surprise. At this time, the two of them had already lost the green poisonous gas around them, but what replaced them was an extremely hot wave. Flames could be seen everywhere, only the place where the three of them were, Master Lu, had a gap, and the other places were filled with flames. It felt like it was like being in a sea of fire outside. What a terrifying power of flame. This kind of control strength, I am afraid it can be comparable to the power of the Sect Master to control poison. Bing Xin said a little weakly, although the fire cheetah was taken away, but now he is also fierce. Phew. It wasn't that Bing Xin didn't want to stop Pill King Chen Xin from taking away the fire cheetah, but it was because the recoil of the fairy ring was too terrifying, so Bing Xin couldn't help it. Formation? There are not a few of us who know how to use the formation technique in Zon Santian, but most of them are just a few sidewalkers. The ones who can really use the formation technique are really pure. It seems that only the bamboo embers in the Burning Incense Pavilion. Dan Wang suddenly remembered. Bamboo Jin, that's the first mage of the entire Xuanchen Santian. If this person is really him, we will be in trouble. Master Lu said, staring at the mysterious figure not far away. Leave here first and talk about what Huo Chidan said. Let's see fate. Dan Wangchen gritted his teeth with a bit of heartache, but this was something he couldn't do. When Master Lu heard the words, he glanced at the calm Pill King Chenxin beside him in surprise. This was not like the Pill King Chenxin he knew at ordinary times. This Pill King Chenxin asked himself to be moved this time, but he offered quite a lot of conditions. If he returned empty-handed, then this Pill King Chenxin would have lost everything. Don't look at it, this formation is a bit weird, let's break it first, otherwise the two of us will be more fortunate today. King Dan found Master Lu's surprise, and then explained. Okay. Master Lu smiled when he heard the words. The next moment, Master Lu directly released the immortal bundle that bound Bing Xin. With the disappearance of the immortal ring, Bing Xin fell down instantly, and the feeling of weakness in the body continued to spread throughout the body. Even if the immortal ring had been detached, the huge sealing force contained in the immortal ring made it so Bing Xin would be hard to move for a while. Shabu Shabu. Dan Wang Chenxin and Master Lu worked together to fight against the formation arranged by Zhu Lao. In the formation, there are flames everywhere, and the temperature of the flames is extremely high. Even King Pill Chen, who has been dealing with flames, can't help but frown. Drink! Master Lu and Dan Wang Chenxin drank at the same time, and then the terrifying fighting spirit instantly filled their bodies. Two huge fighting qi just appeared, and the flames around the body were instantly extinguished, but before the two of them had time to be happy, terrifying flames were emerging. In the next moment, the flames around the body violently wriggled and condensed into a flaming python, swallowing the snake letter from time to time, and the snake letter accompanied by the terrifying flame grudge constantly filled the flame python's body. Damn it! This flame python actually has a lot of wisdom. Dan Wang Chenxin saw at a glance that this flame python was unusual, and immediately became vigilant. Pill King Chen Xin had just broken through to the 9-star Do Emperor some time ago, and now he is at best a 9-star Do Emperor, not even a 9-star Do Emperor. And Master Lu is a rank 5 9-star Do Emperor. It's just that the two of them at this time were quite embarrassed by the flame python. Originally, the neat clothes of the two of them smelled burnt, and some faint flame burn marks appeared on their bodies. Cannot hesitate anymore. One strike, you must leave here, Master Lu said firmly. Master Lu knows that although this formation is not strong, as time goes by, Master Lu can feel that the power of flame in this formation seems to be constantly getting stronger. If it is delayed like this, I am afraid that even Master Lu will not be able to solve it. Chen Xin, hold it back. Give me a few minutes. After Master Lu finished speaking, he sat down and settled down, as if an extremely terrifying offensive was brewing. Xinya 81 Zhang Weian Wang U. Kai 8.1 ZS, Koem, okay. Dan Wang Chen heard the words, nodded secretly, and then dealt with the terrifying flame python. The little doll of the poison sect, Zhu veteran, who was the center of the formation, put away the fire link to Cheatin www.novelmtl.com and murmured. Oh, our Pavilion Master really has a deep love between sons and daughters. Not only with the Pavilion Master of Wanhua Pavilion, but also with the Sect Master of the Poison Sect. Zhu Lao said helplessly, and then the figure disappeared strangely in place. When he appeared in the next instant, he appeared beside Dan Wang Chenxin and the others. With a wave of Old Zhu's palm, a terrifying handprint of energy passed by Pill King Chenxin in an instant. No! Upon seeing this, Dan Wangchen hurriedly shouted, just trying to stop this Old Zhu's attack, but he unexpectedly slapped the weak Bing Xin away. This person seems to remember what the Sect Master once said. Although Bing Xin was weak, when Zhu Lao pulled himself away, he clearly couldn't feel any dangerous aura from the energy handprint. Gentle power. After the old General Bing Xin was pulled away, he didn't stay here too much. Pulling Bing Xin was a strange move, and then slowly disappeared in the eyes of Pill King Chen Xin. With the departure of Zhu Lao, this formation is not self-defeating. What about the bamboo embers of the Burning Incense Pavilion? Dan Wangchen muttered viciously, then looked at Master Lu beside him. Let's go back first. Seeing this, Master Lu reluctantly stretched out his hand. As Zhu Lao left with Bing Xin, two shadows kept rushing towards here in the distant sky. Ask for tickets. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 437. Senior. Bing Xin said weakly. For some reason, Bing Xin seemed to be able to feel some rather soft aura from Elder Zhu. It looks like the two of them shouldn't be chasing after them. Elder Zhu stopped and murmured. Eat it. It's good for your injury. After Zhu Lao looked around, he took out a jade bottle from his hand and said to Bing Xin. The whole body of the jade bottle was pitch black, but what was contained in it was an elixir the size of a longan. Even through the jade bottle, Bing Xin felt a terrifying power from the medicine pill with her powerful strength. This elixir is absolutely extraordinary. This was Bing Xin's first thought. Bing Xin was not a hesitant either, not to mention that the injury in her body was not serious. She simply stretched out her jade hand and took the jade bottle in Old Zhu's hand. The jade bottle was just taken over, and Old Zhu's face showed a touch of relief, but Bing Xin, who was beside him, didn't care. Just after the jade bottle was started, a gentle energy continuously radiated from the jade bottle. Bing Xin gently opened the cork at the next moment, and immediately, a very strong danxiang emerged. Then Bing Xin swallowed the medicine pill directly. Gulagulu. Bing Xin swallowed it down the throat, and the medicine pill was like gunpowder to be ignited. As the medicinal pill entered the body, the power of the seal remaining in the body of Bing Xin gradually turned into an invisible ripple, rushing towards the surroundings because it was sealed by the immortal beam ring. Thank you, Senior. Bing Xin was overjoyed when she saw this, because the power of the seal of this bundle of immortal rings, I am afraid it was her, was quite difficult. Now that the power of the seal is broken, Bing Xin is naturally happy. Since your injury is no longer serious, you should go back as soon as possible. Seeing this, Elder Zhu nodded with relief. Pavilion Master, this is all for you, you can't be ashamed next time. Old Zhu thought to himself. But, Senior. Bing Xin's eyes slightly wrinkled, although the strength of this mysterious powerhouse should have reached at least the level of a half-immortal, the importance of that fire unicorn to their poison sect is unique. If there is no such medicine, I am afraid that someone in the poison sect will not be saved, so this is why Bing Xin insists on protecting this fire cheetah. How, little doll, what else do you have to do? Seeing this, Zhu Lao was slightly surprised. Senior, I know you are extremely powerful, but this fire cheetah is very important to our poison sect. Without it, someone who terrified our poison sect would die. So you are willing to ask Senior to return the fire unicorn to me. For this reason, Bing Xin will be a cow and a horse. After Bing Xin finished speaking, she suddenly knelt down on her knees in the direction of Old Zhu. Oh, this thing is also very important to me, Elder Zhu said helplessly. Just when Bing Xin was weak, he directly took the pill from the Pill King Chen Xin. He thought that he had fooled Bing Xin without knowing it, but how could Lao Zhu expect that Bing Xin would still be there? After taking a look, he actually knew that fire cheetah was on him. Senior. Bing Xin's voice changed, not as cold as before, with some tenderness and stubbornness in her voice. You'd better go back. Don't think about this. Elder Zhu seemed to have made a difficult decision, and then said, "Although the Sect Master of the Poison Sect is a real powerhouse of fighting immortals, and the Sect Master of the Poison Sect has some inseparable relationship with the Master of the Burning Incense Pavilion and even the Master of the Wanhua Pavilion, he is still inseparable from the real fighter. Compared with the Fairyland, the latter is undoubtedly more tempting." Damn it! Bing Xin heard the words, and a burst of loss appeared in her heart, and then the next moment, the breath of Bing Xin changed instantly. A majestic killing intent suddenly emerged from his body, and then Bing Xin didn't hesitate, staring at Elder Zhu with cold eyes. Xinya 81 Zhang Weian Wang U. Kai 8.1 ZS. Koem. At this time, Elder Zhu had already put away the fire unicorn pill, and his figure looked rather strange under the cover of the black cloak. "Give it up, little girl." Zhu Lao felt the killing intent at the moment when Bing Xin's killing intent emerged, but the difference in strength between the two was too huge. Bamboo Lao's body is as innocuous as a scratch. Boom boom boom. The seemingly terrifying work hit Zhu Lao, but Zhu Lao remained motionless, letting Bing Xin's attack fall on him. The attack fell on Zhu Lao, as if a drizzle of goose feathers fell on the person, and he could not feel any pain at all. "Ah, it's really stubborn." Elder Zhu sighed as he got in the car. "Let's go, it's inevitable that someone will harbor ill will towards you. By the way, remember to say hello to me when you see your Sect Master." Fenxiang Pavilion Zujin. After Zhu Lao finished speaking, he just turned around and was about to leave, but suddenly felt an invisible pressure. There can only be one reason to make such a terrifying oppressive force even for a half-immortal level powerhouse like Elder Zhu. A real fighting fairy. Zhu Lao suddenly turned around and looked around, and was shocked to find that two women appeared beside Bing Xin at some point. One woman, Zhu Lao, still had some impressions, and it seemed that she was the woman who came to the auction with her. It's just that when General Zhu turned his forehead slightly, he found a middle-aged woman slowly helping Bing Xin. "Are you all right?" The middle-aged woman smiled lovingly, and then said while supporting Bing Xin. Sect Master. "I'm fine," Bing Xin said tremblingly. This time, the Fire Cheetah was auctioned at a high price, and the failure of the task of sending Fire Cheetah to each other made Bing Xin feel a little guilty in her heart. Senior sister, don't be linked to sadwww.novelmtl.com. There is a master here. Lin Zhu, who was beside him, smiled slowly. Seeing this, Bing Xin immediately felt relieved, and then looked at her master slightly. The Poison Sect Master smiled. "Who is poisoned this time?" Even if the middle-aged woman wore a veil, she couldn't hide her dust-like beauty at all. It's just that when he said these words, whether it was Lin Zhu or Bing Xin, they felt a trace of displeasure from under the tool. "Sect Master, this time there are two Jia's soil walkers, Master Lu and Dan Wang Chenxin." Bing Xin said, "Okay, two Jia soil traveler, Master Lu, Pill King Chen Xin, son DeLong of the Sun family. The Sect Master of these ledger books will let you settle them one by one sooner or later. Is the person from the Poison Sect also something you can provoke?" After the middle-aged woman finished speaking, she was instantly furious, and her voice turned into an extremely terrifying wave and turned towards Zhu Lao. "It's actually the Sect Master of the Poison Sect." At this moment, Elder Zhu was also certain that this breath was the Sect Master of the Poison Sect today. A true immortal warrior. "Next, it's time to settle the account between us. You actually stole something from my Poison Sect disciple, Zhu Jin. What do you think about this matter?" After the middle-aged woman finished speaking, a terrifying fighting spirit filled with black and white instantly appeared around her. Ask for tickets. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 438. Where does this talk come from? Zhu Lao heard the words, and immediately frowned. This Poison Sect Master is a real immortal fighter, and his strength is far from his half-immortal. After all, the gap between a real Do Xian and a half-immortal is not a little bit. A half-immortal powerhouse can easily defeat a 9-star duty-level powerhouse in the clouds. And the real fighting immortal powerhouse, I am afraid that just because of the 5-star coercion, the 9-star fighting emperor powerhouse will retreat without a fight. Because everyone knows that the power of life and death is born in the body of the strong Do Xian, and its purpose is far beyond what Do Di can resist. Humph, I really don't know how someone like you can come out of the Fenxiang Pavilion. The Sect Master of the Poison Sect snorted coldly. The black and asterisk of life and death outside the body continued to violently tumble, causing the Do Qi in Zhu Lao's body to suffer a lot. Suppress. Fighting immortals are really fighting immortals. Seeing this, Zhu Lao had no choice but to give up. The next moment, Elder Zhu instantly took out the round fire unicorn pill, and threw it directly to the Sect Master of the Poison Sect. Because Zhu Lao knew that although this Poison Sect Master is a real fighting immortal strongman, he has some relationship with the master of their Burning Incense Pavilion, so he will not take action against him. Do you think this is the end? The Poison Sect Master sneered after taking the Huoqi Dan thrown over by Zhu Lao. Xinya 81 Zhang Huiyan Wang U. Kai 8.1 ZS, Koem, Sect Master of Poison Sect, don't go too far. Seeing that Sect Master of Poison Sect didn't have the slightest intention to stop, he immediately said solemnly. No one knows the difference between Do Xian and Ban Xian better than Zhu Lao. Otherwise, Elder Zhu would not have been trapped in the half-immortal for many years. Master, I was surrounded by Master Lu and Dan Wangchen just now, and it was Senior Zhu who saved me. Since the things are in hand, let's go back as soon as possible. Bing Xin, who was on the side, said worriedly, but she was very aware of her master's strength. Yes. The Poison Sect Master slowly responded to Bing Xin, and then instantly changed his face to face Zhu Lao. Excessive? Who is more excessive? You should go back and ask your pavilion masters. After the Poisonous Sect Master said, he did not give Zhu Lao any time to speak, and then shot directly. The terrifying black and white power of life and death is under the control of the Sect Master Yusho of the Poison Sect, bringing the monstrous aura of death and surging towards Zhu Lao. With such a terrifying blow, if it hit Elder Zhu, I'm afraid he will have to peel off his skin if he doesn't die. Bastard! Boss Zhu scolded, and then activated the majestic fighting spirit in his body. The next moment, a silver battle chi instantly possessed the body, and outside the body surface, a black and white force of life and death also appeared, but Elder Zhu's force of life and death was obviously extremely weak compared to the Sect Master of the Poison Sect. Fenshin, today I will kill you Sect Strongman to take revenge. There was anger in the voice of the Poisonous Sect Master, and then suddenly his figure moved, and instantly appeared in front of Zhu Lao, with a majestic sign of life and death on the palm of his hand. The force swung directly at Zhu Lao. Oh, Xiaohan, why are you suffering? It was really me who was wrong. Just as Mr. Zhu was shocked, he hurriedly prepared to use the formation to deal with this terrifying attack, and a white light appeared instantly. With the appearance of the white light, the terrifying blow of the Do Xian level, the Sect Master of the Poison Sect, will be easily resolved. Burning the sky, how dare you show up? Looking at the figure in white light, the Sect Master of Poison Sect didn't turn his head back, he just shouted loudly. Master's mood seems to fluctuate a lot. This is not good. Although the Master can completely control the poisonous body of evil now, but once the Master breaks out the poisonous body of evil, the consequences are unimaginable. Bing Xin sensed that the calm heart in her master's body seemed to be beating violently, and she immediately murmured. Xiaohan. The white light gradually turned into a middle-aged man. The man had long black hair and was tied on top of his forehead by a bundle of hair. His angular silhouette looked extremely handsome. Don't call me Xiaohan, the Poison Sect Master shouted angrily, and then a wonderful change took place around his body. The power of life and death that originally made up for the Sect Master of the Poison Sect slowly disappeared, and was replaced by an extremely terrifying poisonous gas. The poisonous gas is colorful. If you count it carefully, there are as many as 7 colors in the poisonous gas. Xiaohan, calm down. If you stimulate your poisonous gas, the poison will kill all life in this radius. Fen Tian said hurriedly. Haha, it's really rare that the famous Fenxiang Pavilion owner, Fen Tian, would be so afraid. Life is charred? But that's right, you Fen Tian is an upright person who slays demons and defends Tao, and I'm just a female devil with blood on my hands. Xiaohan laughed at himself. Even through the veil, the 2 disciples, Lin Zhu and Bing Xin, could hear some clues from the Master's mouth. It seems that the relationship between Master and Fen Tian, the Master of the Fenxiang Pavilion, is really unusual. Lin Zhu muttered to herself, because these things are taboos in the Poison Sect, and no one will mention them at all. Xiao Han, if I make a mistake, I'm sorry. When I finish the last thing, I'll come to your poison sect to guard the mountain. You can forgive me or not, Fen Tian said with a somewhat self-conscious expression. Don't you have the master of Wanhua Pavilion? Why are you still pestering me? After Xiao Han heard Fen Tian's words, his heart that was beating violently at that moment calmed down. She and I were just a misunderstanding. Wait for me to explain it to you slowly. Fen Tian hurriedly said, for fear that Xiao Han would misunderstand. It's up to you. I still have something to go first. After listening to Fen Tian's words, the Sect Master of Poison Sect said calmly, but Bing Xin found that her master's emotions had calmed down on her own. Next time, I will definitely give you an explanation, Fen Tian said to the Sect Master of the Poison Sect. Hopefully, the Poison Sect Master said lightly, and then the poison gas all over his body violently wriggled, and the next moment he disappeared without a trace. Xiao Han, I'm sorry for you. But don't worry, I am sincere to you. Fen Xiang stared at the place where the three of Xiao Han disappeared, and did not move for a long time. Cough, cough. Zhu Lao, who was beside him, coughed a few times when he saw this. Following old Zhu's coughing, it seemed as if something had happened to Fenxian in front of him, and the classmates coughed a few times. Zhu Jin, I've worked hard for you these days when I'm not here. Fen Tian turned to look at old Zhu, and then spoke slightly. Link to hehew.novelmtl.com. Where is the Pavilion Master? Elder Zhu smiled slowly, but the surprise in his eyes could not be hidden. The Pavilion Master made a breakthrough? Zhu Lao asked tentatively. Well, I just got lucky a few days ago. Fen Tian murmured while staring at the distant sky. Congratulations to the Pavilion Master. Zhu Lao heard the words and was immediately overjoyed. This so-called breakthrough is not just a breakthrough to Do Xian. After all, Fen Tian has already broken through to Do Xian hundreds of years ago. The less people know about the news of my exit, the better. Because I still have some things to do, Fen Tian said slightly. Pavilion Master, the Xuanling Imperial family once sent 7-star duty strong men to surround and suppress our new 4-star duty disciples in the Xuanling Imperial Pond. Zhu Lao said, that old monster from the Xuanling royal family. In the middle stage of 1-star fighting immortals, there will be no climate. After Fen Tian finished speaking, an even bigger aura appeared instantly. I still have something to do, just leave it here. After Fen Tian finished speaking, he disappeared in place in an instant, leaving old Zhu alone. Now, our Burning Incense Pavilion seems to be rising, Elder Zhu said excitedly. The next moment, Elder Zhu also said to himself, those little guys should also go to the Desert of Death to practice. I should also go to the Medusa clan to see. The Xuanling royal family dispatched the entire dragon-loving family. The people of the Legion went to the Medusa family. I don't know what the hell. After speaking, the figure disappeared and headed towards the Medusa family. Ask for tickets. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 439. The scorching sun hangs high in the sky, and countless lime sands are paved on the ground. There are hot fluctuations everywhere. Obviously, it is difficult for ordinary people to miss such a temperature. This is the most western part of Xuanxin, a place known as the Lonely Desert of Death. On the edge of a mountain range around the Lonely Desert of Death, there are several houses here. The houses are hidden in the bamboo forest, and few people will find them. Several figures are rushing towards here, headed by a man with a heavy weight on his back. It should be right here, but why is there no one? Xiao Yan came here, and then looked around. Little brother Xiao Yan. Just when Xiao Yan was puzzled, a familiar voice sounded, and then a lean man appeared in Xiao Yan's line of sight. It was the stall owner who had an agreement with Xiao Yan before. It really makes us look good, Xiao Yan said with a smile. Xiao Yan and his party of 3, since they escorted Lu Ding Sanwatung to the snake people with Ludi Mufeng and the two separated, Xiao Yan felt a signal of gathering according to the power that the coyote left on him, and he went here. The coyote was not too surprised when he saw Xiao Yan and the 3 of them. After all, although he only asked Xiao Yan to go to the desert for them to solve something similar to soul power, he did not say that they could not bring followers. The coyote felt a little bit, and found that Xiao Yan was surrounded by a man and a woman, and it was really not easy. The man is Xiao Yi, but at this time, Xiao Yi's strength is under his own deliberate suppression, and only shows the strength of the 5-star Do Emperor consummation, but this is also amazing. you must know that Xiao Yan is only a 4-star Do Emperor consummation. The strength, actually able to invite the 5-star Do Emperor to complete the powerhouse, plus the identity of this refining pharmacist is enough to make the coyote look at it differently. As for Mu Yingying, she was naturally still in the middle stage of the 5-star Do Emperor. The coyote couldn't help being a little surprised. Although this Xiao Yan was only a 4-star Do Emperor, he could actually let 2 5-star Do Emperor experts accompany him. This pharmacist's appeal was indeed extraordinary. The regiment leader and the others are already ready. When we arrive, we can go. The coyote grinned. Then let's go. Xiao Yan didn't talk nonsense. After all, he and them were considered a cooperative relationship. Hey, if you leave, don't worry, we still have to wait for 2 people. The coyote said slightly. There are still 2 people waiting? Xiao Yan frowned instantly when he heard the words. Hey, little brother, our Bloodblade mercenary group has no other meaning. These 2 just have some relationship with our Bloodblade mercenary group, so I'll take it with you, but I can guarantee that this time I will go to the desert of the lonely desert of death. It's all up to the little brother. Xiao Yan hurriedly said when the coyote's eyesight was just frowning. After all, this alchemist with the soul power of the emperor level, who is not greedy for life and fear of death, it's not easy. This Xiao Yan dared to come, and they naturally did not dare to offend. After all, the alchemist was a hornet's nest, and it was easy to stab it. Then wait, but who are these 2? Xiao Yan heard the words. These 2 are said to be friends of the regiment leader, I don't know the specifics. After the coyote finished speaking, he glanced at Xiao Yan and the others, and then quickly turned around. A friend of the leader. It is said that the head of this Bloodblade mercenary group is an 8-star Do Emperor level powerhouse, and the group also has a 7-star Do Emperor perfection level powerhouse, and the other 6-star Do Emperor also have 2. As for the number of 5-star fighting emperors, there are quite a few. Such a terrifying lineup is comparable to some small families. Xiao Yan whispered in his heart. Before coming, Zhu Lao not only gave him the Do Di pill, but also instructed him a few things. So Xiao Yan also knew a little about this Bloodblade mercenary group. This person's strength seems to be good. Xiao Yi on the side whispered. Since he just came here, he has found that although this coyote is extremely thin, his strength is extremely good, obviously reaching the level of 6-star Do Emperor consummation. The 6-star Do Emperor perfection level is only 1 step away from the 7-star Do Emperor powerhouse. I don't know why so many powerhouses will be dispatched in this desert area. Xiao Yan quickly calculated that he had dispatched so many people. Based on Xiao Yan's experience, he naturally knew that the things are certainly not ordinary things. Come on. The surrounding space fluctuated slightly, and then instantly turned into an invisible wave of fighting spirit, and the 2 figures instantly appeared not far away. This is. When Xiao Yan first appeared, his soul power locked them, but what surprised Xiao Yan was that these 2 were friends of the head of the Bloodblade mercenary group. This is simply Xuanxin, the prince of the Xuanling royal family. The other one was a little older, although Xiao Yan felt that his strength was mediocre, but an invisible pressure let Xiao Yan know that this old man was by no means an ordinary person. Let me introduce, the younger one is Deshan, and the old one is Dashui. The coyote said with a smile. Since it was night and day, and with some minor changes in the appearances of Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying, Xuanxin did not discover the true identities of Xiao Yan and the 3 of them. Strange, why does this person have a familiar smell? Xuanxin just came here, and found that the figures surrounded by a black cloak had a familiar link to smell. www.novelmtl.com. It's just that can't remember for a long time. The identities of Xuanxin and Zhou Lao were forged, but the purpose of their trip was to cross this desert of death. Traveling through the desert of death is something that no one has ever done before. This is also the meaning of the old. If you want to become a strong man in charge of an entire army, then this kind of experience is essential. It is not so much an experience as a test of Xuanxin by the old man. After all, every head and deputy head of the 3 major legions of the Xuanling royal family is the best choice in terms of strength and temperament. This person is an emperor-level pharmacist. We are with us on this trip, and we hope that the 2 of them will protect him at the critical moment. Coyote said. Well, that's natural. Xuanxin and old Zhou said. It's just that after the old man finished speaking, he stared at Xiao Yan from time to time, and a trace of anxiety arose in his heart. Strange, There seems to be some secret about this kid, even I can't see it through. The old man said in a low voice, and he was instantly relieved after speaking, otherwise it would be bad to arouse the vigilance of the man in black. Brother, this person is very strong. Xiao Yi on the side said slightly. These words were obviously conveyed by Xiao Yi using her soul power to Xiao Yan. Well, I know. I am afraid that the strength of the third prince of the Xuanling royal family will not be lower than that of the 7-star Dou Emperor, or even stronger. Xiao Yan responded. Still be careful. Xiao Yan said to Mu Yingying and Xiao Yi at the same time. Yes. The two nodded at the same time. The coyote turned his head and looked at the second team on both sides, and found that there was nothing unusual, and immediately said, since everyone has arrived, let's go. Set a small goal first, such as 1 second to remember. Shukju mobile version reading website.